Hi guys, we're looking at general, and of course we're starting with Aries. Today is the 28th, and we're going to look ahead at, today is the 28th, Friday, and so this reading starts on Monday, but the energies can be felt as early as today. You guys are putting behind you stress, aggravation, could be an actual person that you are kind of putting behind you. Your dreams could be very vivid at this time. Hold on, Aries, I'm trying to get these cards out. I should have did it before. There's a sense of you kind of feeling yourself, but you could be experiencing why is it so difficult to pick up these cards? You could be experiencing car issues, so do check on your car, make sure everything's okay with your car. It could be difficult for you to make moves, move forward, get as much done as you would like this week. And if some of you are waiting for a word, an answer, a judgment, a decision, it could be coming as soon as this week. You are kind of charging ahead and focusing more on yourself, trying to, again, put situations behind you. And a woman will be very intricate this coming week for you. It could be about starting something, whether it be a marriage, moving in together, relocating, her to you, you to her. Or there being some type of dissolvement of a relationship. So it does give like a relationship filled, and I will be doing the love reading right after this, so do check out that video when it drops. Now, I do feel like you're going to be very accommodating, nice, friendly this coming week. Love can be all on your mind, whether you're a man or a woman, it really does not matter. And people are wanting to also work with you, so you can find that this coming week is a more pleasant, accommodating, and cooperative week coming up for you, and it gives you a great opportunity to kind of start something, implicate something, get something started. For some of you, you could be feeling very sexual, very physically drawn to get things done, even though you will be tempering your actions. You're not just charging ahead. You are being very contemplative of what your next moves are going to be, but it's very obvious to you as well that you're going to move forward on something. It's just going to take time. It's good that you're going to be taking the necessary time to temper your steps moving forward, because again, you are in a conflict or a challenge with physically moving. And I do see successes and victories coming your way, even if it too will be a bit delayed. And I see there being you deciding to walk away. So for some of you, again, this can speak to something that has been very intricate in your life, important in your life, that you're going to make a decision to walk away from, even though, again, it's not all going to be able to happen overnight. Now, for some of you, you'll be happy at work, satisfied. Things are kind of going your way at work. If there are any layoffs or, firings, you could be void of that. I think I'm just going to upload another video for work because it's going to get too long. Yeah, I'll be doing that. So that's it. I'm just doing the general just for now, just to get the energies around you. Check out the work portion and the love portion that's going to drop after this. Yeah, but this is a good time for you to make decisions to move ahead, but it isn't without you having to leave something behind, and it's going to take time before you can fully walk away from one situation and move on to something else. And others of you, congratulations. You have a new partnership that you're heading toward that it's a very mutual feeling between the both of you, but it still requires some walking away from the past. Okay, so Taurus, this coming week, there is a leaving behind a family dynamic here, or something that is very significant that's been in your life for a long time. Some of you are I'm going to say this. You are in your head a lot. For some of you, this could be being released from jail, being released from prison, whether it be literal or figurative, right? But you are still feeling the effects of some mental strain, mental stress, mental aggravation that you know requires severance of something in order to relieve yourself of the stress, right? And I do feel that some of you are going to feel restless. Some of you are going to feel like you are getting your energy back, but you are being very quiet because you haven't come to a decision about what you're going to do. So this is a week of really being in your head. But in your heart, you know what you need to do. Like in your heart, it's clear. You just may not be ready to kind of make those moves. And again, same kind of energy with Aries. And it could be because of actions made in the past, whether it was done to you or by you. And now it could be the way that someone says something, how the situation was handled could be very problematic. And it's very difficult to get back on a same page with someone, especially the way that things have left off. Okay. I'll take both. And so there's a decision of walking away. And it seems like, again, that could be the theme, but you're the second sign I've read for thus far. It is reminiscent of the Aries reading as well. So there is a decision in it, a very strong and almost to some extent for some of you, final decision to walk away. It may be more emotional that you decide to do this than before you actually take action. And for some of you, you've taken action and it's now the fallout of letting it all go. Does that make sense? And you're going to set off to something new, venture off to something new, kind of feeling positive about your new ventures, moving forward as best you can. Children or a child could be very much a focus. So even in spite of all this stuff you have going on, which is plaguing your head and your heart, there's still work to be done, right? There's still other people that may need you or things that you're moving ahead toward. And I feel if anybody's trying to do anything nefarious toward you, they'll fail. And I feel like, and it could be something mundane as just trying to con or manipulate you or be slick. It could be worse, but whatever it is, they will fail either now or down the line. So someone's plans and manipulation or trying to do something is not going to come to pass. Because you're going to kind of get your lay of the land and make a decision. Now, there's going to be some disappointments, right? You kind of can't avoid that. And it's all in your head. But again, at least you may feel the final effects of whatever the stress has been. And you'll find that you're still in this place of, I don't know. There could be some money that comes to you unexpectedly. So while you have all this going on, it's like, yeah, well, I do have a check coming in and there's some money coming in or some form of assistance. So if this is work career, because again, this has been some real shiggity people have been going through when it comes to your work career and all of that stuff. Do know that there will be some aid, some assistance. How long it will be, that will be on your mind. Well, what will be the next steps? I'm making moves, but what is this all going to pan into? There's still that unknowing, right? But there will be some form of assistance that will help you, at least in the short term. Check out the love and work portion of the videos that will be dropping next. Okay, Gemini, so for this general energy, see the general energy for the week coming up. I do see some of you, you don't want to fight. You kind of want to, what is this? Yeah, you don't want to fight. But for some of you, fighting or discord or conflict will be unavoidable. There's something going on here when it comes to children. Some childish behavior. You're feeling very, some of you confident, others of you full of yourself, but very confident, feeling victorious. But secretly you don't believe that. Like you may be doing a really great job in front of people keeping up airs, but internally you're feeling a little bit trapped, stuck, and just kind of hanging in the balance, if you will. You're being investigated. Some of you, some discovery may be against you. Some discovery could be against you. So hopefully there's nothing that you've been hiding that could go against you, because you will be found out. And let me just preface this by saying, Gemini, unfortunately, you guys share birthdays with people, and people that are doing very nefarious things. So to keep that in mind too. If you're like, no, my life is going great. This is a general, and perhaps you could check out a different sign in your chart if it doesn't resonate. But there can definitely be discovery that can kind of go against you, and you know that, but you may be kind of keeping up airs just as long as no one it's not out in the public. Nobody knows, but you know internally that there's some things that may be problematic down the line. Now, there's going to be a sense of you kind of correcting things, getting things together. For some of you, could be up for a new job or even a promotion, but do check out the work aspect of the video that will drop after this. You're going to be strong. You're going to have a lot of strength and be able to kind of come across the people that you're like the go-to person for strength, for advice, as a sense of authority, if you will. And I do feel like some people may not be available. People around you could be focusing more on the things and tasks that they need to focus on, and not so much you. There also could be a stubbornness about you this week. So it's hard to get through to you. It's hard to advise you. It's hard, that sort of thing here. And that could cause conflict. But if there has been conflict, or if there will be a kick up of conflict, I do feel like it'll get resolved. For some of you, you can find out that you're pregnant, you're getting married, you're moving in with someone. And someone, if you are moving in with someone, that sort of thing, they got to kind of clean up their act, or clean up their closet, if you will, clean up their life, because you're kind of coming in ready to go. At least that's what they think. Because behind the scenes, there's some other stuff going on. And for some of you, yeah, I do see children kind of making some things official, even though there may be some drama around all of this. But it seems like it'll kind of pan out down the line. Okay, it's Cancer. So your week ahead, generally, you could be not so sure about home, foundation, family, your overall stability. So you may need to call on reserves, help, guidance, assistance of some sort. Because all hell could be breaking loose, but then you get some help, some aid, some assistance. To check out the love portion that will be dropping after this. Also, if you want to peek into work, that'll be dropping after this as well. Money is just not coming in enough. You're not getting enough money, enough assistance. That could be a challenge, and also could be a challenge for you to receive. So receiving, and also, I wanted to say giving, but again, receiving and giving could be a bit of a challenge here. Going to places that can help and aid, maybe at one point, well, I can go here. That could be a bit of a challenge, being able to do that, but you're looking good. You know how people say, well, you don't look like what you're going through. Yeah, you could be doing that. You're going through quite a bit. You're keeping that under wraps, but you don't wear it on your sleeve. And there is the past coming back and having to deal with that, right? Children could be very much a focus. There could be issues with child support. There could be issues with your overall family dynamic. And this could come to a head around Leo season, for good or for bad. Now you're finally getting up and starting to kind of make calls, get back in the swing of things. At least that's how you're coming across. But you're also coming across as someone that has a lot on your plate, that's overwhelmed, that's taken on too much, and you may not be equipped to handle all that you're taking on. And that will become very, very obvious as well. And people are just kind of waiting, buying their time when it comes to you. Now, if there is an opportunity and you're looking for more, maybe you can find it at a distance. So cast your net far wider. If in your local area, there's nothing. Some people live in rural areas, or areas that are not so metropolitan, and it can be difficult to find things, right? It doesn't matter on this earth where you are. That still applies to everyone, no matter the country. And so cities and more, heavier foot traffic areas will bolt better for you if you're looking for assistance, money, and that sort of thing. And you're going to be moving in silence. Yeah, you're going to be moving in silence, but be careful because you are being watched. It's kind of like that Taurus reading I was saying. You are being watched tooth and nail. And people are just waiting for a slip up. I also see that it won't be easy for you to just run away or sneak away or get away. People will be keeping track or tabs. So if anything kind of really does matter, be careful with it because it'll kind of creep back up down the line. Even if it's, let's say, an example of, well, I'm not going to work today. Well, you may get penalized for not doing that. So there's something to be said about not for being very strategic, but that's how you're going to kind of move about because that's what you may feel is the best thing for you to do. Leo, so this coming week, some of you, this decision that's being made, communication, clear communication is to be had. This could be a week where it's about family. Some of you could be getting married, renewing your vows, that sort of thing. If you're interested in love, to check out the video. It's going to drop after. But it could be difficult, just like I was saying, a different sign. I don't remember who at this point, but I was saying to another sign it's going to be difficult to move on from a situation. So there could definitely be some unresolved things that you have to deal with that you're still waiting on that may not come through this coming week. And you're kind of moving very strategically because there's going to be some change, right? But it's like one step at a time. Like you're being more strategic in how you're kind of moving forward and enacting change in some kind of way. You know, this is going to be a time when you may find that you're more home, you're spending more time with family, a particular person, you're getting ready to get married, you're on your honeymoon. This is that feel good time. But again, it may not be so easy for you to take a trip, move about, get back, go there, that sort of thing. But nonetheless, you're in good company with the right person. You have a lot on your plate. People will see that here. You got a lot going on. You can have highs and lows, very moody at this time or this coming week. And I do feel like you'll have people, like another Leo could be very significant in your life, or you'll have people who are also in some ways is waiting for waiting to strike. They may find like this is a good time to strike, if that makes sense. But I also feel like you have strong people around you, so you don't have to do it all on your own. It'd be good to delegate, but some of you may feel like, no, I have to keep this myself. And I do see there being someone liking you, offering something. A baby could be at hand here, afoot. Children, a child is more of a focus at this time. And again, a lot on your plate. And then you're going to have to wait. There's going to be a sense of waiting. It's going to also be a sense of you having to sacrifice in order for you to get the things that you need, or to alleviate all of this pressure that you may be under here. Okay. So it's kind of like this is a week where you may feel like your feet are in the mud, right? Or quicksand to some extent, but more the mud, like you just can't move and do the things that you want, even though you want to. But the good thing is that you have some really good people around you that you may be able to use in ways that you can't, like what you can't do, they can do, if that makes sense. The trust there, though, could be a little bit of a challenge. Virgo, this coming week, you're leaving behind indecision. In your feelings, in your head about things, keeping things close to your vest, not really sure. And money is a concern. Money is going to be a concern. A sense of independence will be a concern for you. How do I move on? You're kind of strategizing, but you may come to a decision that it's best for you to just cut something out. For some of you, this is definitely about a relationship, mother, father. And if that's the case, do check out the love portion that will be dropping, as well as the work video as well here. So there being some changes, some cuts to some extent, or adjustments could be affecting your overall financial well-being. And now you have to kind of try to strategize. How do you get around that? Some of you, again, you're not so sure about where everything will land, but you will have money come out of nowhere. There could be a money coming out of nowhere here. or wanting to accommodate, whether it be you or another person. If money is an issue, you certainly could find a program that is very much a help to you. So there's help out there. You've got to initiate and make the first step. And I do feel like people will be accommodating. Some of you, again, showing love, being there, offering assistance either to you or from you. You're going to be very quiet, very quiet and stealth, if you will, but you will be quite busy. So here, there, everywhere. You will be moving about and having a lot on your plate, and it'll be very obvious with other people that people could be a little bit more in conflict with you, even though you're less in conflict with them, if that makes sense. There could be text messages, phone calls, things that just kind of come out of nowhere. And it can be a little bit confrontational, and final decisions are being made. So if some of you may be saying, yeah, well, I know I'm coming up for, and that's going to affect my bottom line, it probably will be happening this coming week. A decision that's made. And unfortunately for that, if you would like to keep it quiet, it may not be very quiet. A lot of people may be knowing what's happening with you and all of that. But I do feel that things will improve. It's just like that kind of funky time when you're in an adjustment or readjustment and things are changing and you have to wait for the dust to settle, and and you're kind of in that space. Money does look good, but also money or your stability of your overall wellness could be questioned to some extent, but money does look like it does stabilize, if that is at least the concern. Okay, Libra, so you're leaving behind this coming week, generally, heartbreak, pain, separation. You could be reuniting with someone. Also dealing with that as well. You're focusing on work. And there may be an end that has been very difficult to accept. And so it could be challenging for you to move forward, for you to get on the same page with someone, for you to accept a change as well, right? Here. And I feel that there's going to be, it's almost like, yes, good things is happening for me, but then I have this other situation that I'm kind of mourning or having to deal with the end or the fallout of that. But it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, if that makes sense, because you'll be focusing on other things that matter more. You want to dip your toe out. So some of you are going to try to start something new. There can be opportunities for you to partner or align with others. And some of you are getting into uncharted territories. Like, I never did this before. I've never been here before. Very secretive this week while you make your moves behind the scenes. Some of you will be getting a reading from a reader perhaps, or facilitating your own reading. And some of you, if you do readings, that sort of thing, and do spiritual work, you could find that it's quite successful here. There's going to be a sense of you not wanting to be bothered, or people not wanting to be bothered with you. So trying to contact people, reach out to them. I'm also hearing mediumship, like if you've lost someone, trying to get someone to speak to the dead. I'm hearing now as a sidebar. And some of you, again, people around you may not be available to talk, not wanting to talk, wanting to kind of rid themselves of a situation, accepting the fact that it's a no and you don't want them. So someone, again, is disconnecting. I also hear that someone's being warned, but they're not going to listen. And so that's going to be their lesson. That's what I'm hearing. You'll find that you're not going to want to be bothered either. As we close out the week, there's a lot of hot and cold energy going on. So this is a time where some of you may want to check out the love reading, because it does speak to man, woman, that sort of thing, and trying to get through to someone, and they may play very hot and cold. This can be a week where you just feel hot and cold, or people around you definitely going to be more cold than hot. Scorpio, so your coming week, your week ahead. Some of you, you're traveling for love. You're traveling for love. And you could be getting accolades this coming week, opportunities, but you could be also missing opportunities here for some of you. Yeah, you may be missing opportunities because you're more in your feelings and your thoughts. You could also be a little harder on yourself than normal. Some of you could be participating in Ramadan or abstaining from party life, hanging out. There could be an issue with friends. And I do feel like you're going to be very strong in mind. Your father or a very specific man in your life could be definitely a focus. And there's going to be needing to communicate, needing to address a situation, but because you can't wait anymore, or someone to you, but it'll be difficult to get it all done as quickly as you like or them. Okay. Having to discipline yourself and wait could be very aggravating at this time. And it will be important for you to temper yourself, right? A Sagittarius could be very prominent or important, but it will be, some of you may not even have a choice. Like, I just have to wait. I have to be patient here. Yeah. Somebody, you may, okay, so you may be expecting one thing and then someone's telling you something else. It's like, I don't want to hear that. So the agreement can fall through and not be exactly what was agreed upon. And some of you, there's a sense, especially if you've been imprisoned, there's some agitation and not knowing exactly how all of this is going to work out and fix itself for you. So you're very quiet this coming week. Having to wait, you want things to change, but it's not going as fast as you would like it, and you really don't have any control over it either. So it's like, damn, I don't know how, it's that type of thing. There's some worry here. It is some worry, and people around you, or a particular person is in the driver's seat. I see a Leo being very significant, as well as a Gemini, and I do feel like people around you could be very misleading, very untrustworthy. So be careful, Scorpios out there. I feel like you can trust like an Aries, or I'm hearing Taurus or Sagittarius, but I mean, but a Leo, a Gemini could be very challenging at this time. This whole has something to do with possibly Saturn and Pisces. So be careful and try not to do any gambling. Try not to do anything too risky, because again, it could come back to bite, and a person may not be the most trustworthy. Now, check out the love portion of reading that will be dropping after this, as well as work, because it could be those aspects in Aries as well. And so moving on, having to physically move or drive or be mobile is going to happen, right? So you got to make a move, that sort of thing. And that could be a challenge as well. This just seems like underlying challenges with being able to move on, being able to address a situation, being able to get the truth, being able to make a decision, because there's so many open-ended underlying circumstances. And for some of you, and hopefully nobody's going to jail, but there could be a waiting to see your fate. Like, where's this all going to go? And it will be you walking away from a situation. Money will be coming to you. And it comes out of nowhere. So again, if you expect something, it's like, shit, you have to wait. And it has something to do with money or someone giving you something. It is going to come. And it's like, kind of like when you're like, oh, whatever, then it could come in. It does kind of come in out of nowhere, right? And for others of you, this is definitely about love. So check out the video that will drop next. Hey, Sagittarius, so this coming week, some of you are going to have to make a decision about a significant woman in your life. Could also be mother, wife, you. Hold on, guys. Family issues, you're trying to kind of like leave that behind. And your moves that you're making is what is the focus. A particular man could be a focus. You're being very patient, taking it one step at a time. Some of you could be trying something new with a particular person and waiting. And that's for you and a couple other signs. It's going to be difficult to wait this week. There's some expectations. And again, it's not coming fast enough. So it's having to wait. It's just as well because things doesn't really start to move forward until we get into April. And even then, there's some significant planets that will be retrograde. So the first half of the year up until the end of July, life will be one way, first 6 to 7 months. And then after that, life is going to be a whole different way. So do keep that in mind. But I do see some money coming your way. It's going to come unexpected. So if you've been waiting or it's like they're supposed to put it in my account, I'm supposed to get, you may not get it, but do know it is going to come and it will be unexpected. Others of you just have money coming your way that you don't see coming, and that's always a good thing. And I do feel this will be kind of like a Leo, kind of like their Leo reading in a way. There's going to be a time with family, children. Your happiness is a focus, and people kind of coming into your life that is going to change your life. Some of you Sagittarius women, this time next year, you'll look back and say, I'm married. I have a child or twins. And now, I live in a whole different country. And, life will probably, and for some of you, be completely different than it is now, right? Congratulations if you are pregnant. Congratulations. And for some of you, you're meeting people far away from you. And that's the issue, that somebody is very far from you. But there's a great opportunity this coming week to align with people. People will be, well, let's see, with your family, the people that you do know. Now, you could be coming across quite biting, a bit confrontational, like a bit off-putting to some extent. Like you don't have much patience, so your tone or your actions could come across a bit conflicting. You want, again, the lack of patience, so try to temper yourself a little bit, Sagittarius, because it can be off-putting to people. Other people will see right through that and judge you straight away, and they'll be judging you by not communicating with you. So just because you're ready doesn't mean that other people will be. And because in their mind, they have the upper hand, they're going to kind of, I feel like, chastise you by giving you no communication. But then it comes through. I see background checks, looking into things, emails, text messages, needing answers, whether it's coming, it looks like it's more coming from you here. But I do feel like it kind of works out. Yeah, I also see a job in the background coming, but do check out the love and the work portion that's going to drop after. And some of you, it's like you want to get things done and taken care of because there's a sense of being able to rid yourself of financial burden, lack, or challenge and get to a place where you're financially free. And there's some channels you have to go through. It's something like that. For some of you, you won't even see this coming is what it looks like to me. Others of you, just a little patience. Something about this week with everyone having to be patient. Capricorn. So generally this week, you are going to be very busy at work, but that's more money in your bank account. Yeah, because you're headed toward financial I'm hearing efficiency or sufficiency. You definitely have someone on your mind, but you're leaving behind feeling stuck, trapped, having to wait on situations, and you're just focusing more on you. At times you ebb and flow with having stamina and energy and not having much energy. Some of you, when you get home, it's like, I'm not doing absolutely anything. This could be a time when if you're on vacation or you're calling out, you may not be up at times, up for everything like you normally would be. But I do see, and some of you could be pregnant, so it could be very difficult to, get around at this time. You could be bedridden, that sort of thing. There's a sense of love calling. So we'll look at love in the next video, and not being able to answer the call, if that makes sense. Either not get the attention you're looking for when you're wanting it, which could put you in a place that is despondent here. And you may be a little agitated. It's like, I always just have to focus on money and work and career, that sort of thing. But you're going to get your energy. So as the days goes on, you get more and more energy. You have a plan that you are going to, you're kind of improving your financial well-being over time. It does take a lot of work. You've put in a lot of work. So you will be seeing the rewards there. You are the go-to person, and people will be people will be reaching out. All right, people will be reaching out, wanting to partner with you, spend time with you, because going back to that last reading, I do still remember it. You're being very self-sufficient, relying on self, walking away from people, being pretty stubborn, almost punishing because you're not giving in to people. That makes them even more and more wanting you. But I feel like Capricorns are starting to feel more and more okay with being alone, doing it on your own and not having to rely on other people, right? And there could be you letting something go, either because there's lack of communication, lack of cooperation where someone wants it. It could leave you or another person feeling very stressed out over the situation, but maybe for the best. Yeah. So you're leaving off the week, going into next week, kind of stressed out. Definitely. Let me see one thing. I don't know. This could be other people stressed out over you. Because again, it seems like you'll be working a lot. But again, because you are despondent and you're not just giving in, you could be creating all kind of problems around you and not even aware of it. Hey, Aquarius. Well, this coming week, there's going to be a delayed message. You're not communicating or someone else isn't. And I do see stresses. You're still feeling chafe. You're still kind of going through the motions of a loss, of, a separation, missing someone. But you're coming away from feeling defensive and guarded toward other people. You are very strong in mind, very logical at this time. A man could be very much significant, no matter if you are an Aquarius man or woman. Someone is very significant to you at this time, and you're missing someone this coming week. But it is it's a challenge to give, to receive. For some of you, there is a delay when it comes to money or whatever is due you, but you are kind of taking it in stride, at least mentally. And for some of you, this also could be a challenge with child support. Like now that someone's on child support or there's rumblings about that, it could be difficult to get on the same page. There's a sense of feeling, I'm hearing desperate, but I want to say devastated about a situation, or trying to put things behind you. Trying to let all of this go and put it behind you. Be careful what you're drinking or indulging and overindulging in some kind of way, because that could be happening to anyway. Can't think of the word. And the people around you, they're not going anywhere. And they still want to work things out. I do feel that this looks a lot like a parenting issue here. And if you have problems with family or familiar place or a long-standing situation, people are still wanting to communicate, so they'll be reaching out to you. This is for Aquarius again. There's going to be an opportunity to work things out, because you just kind of can't leave someone alone, or they can't leave you alone. Yes, it's toxic. I feel like some of you got to get a hold of your drinking and your indulging. I think I've said that to you guys for a while now. So hopefully this doesn't turn into something that you can't get rid of, or something bad down the line. Be careful with any overindulging. For some of you, it's leaving a toxic relationship alone. Check out that video that's going to drop next. And I see an Aries, a Taurus, a Sagittarius, a Capricorn can be quite significant for you at this time. But yeah, if you wanted to kind of say, okay, c'est la vie, no more with you, it'll be easier said than done, whatever this is. Hey Pisces, so this coming week you have money coming out of nowhere. The past is back and you got to deal with the past. Hopefully nobody is damn, hold on here. Woof. You have a relationship like a blast from the past, and all of this has to happen. It has to happen. It is karmically set up for there to be somebody from your past, either a younger person or just a past person, or if it's new, someone that it feels familiar. But you have a lot of, it's very karmic, it's very divine. And it's at a very divine time somebody is kind of circling back and you having to deal with something. I get an apology, I like you, I love you, will you marry me, like a proposal of some sort. Go check out the love portion that will drop next. You're getting clear about things. You are very giving, caring, and kind. You would be a great teacher, motivator, counselor, storyteller, babysitter, daycare worker, anything to do with imparting some wisdom, care, and nurturing to the innocent. Yeah, you're very loving. Some of you, congratulations, you're pregnant. There can be a slow start to a situation, like a new job or gaining something new, starting something new that's very tangible that results in some type of financial reward. Could be a bit of a challenge or slow, but something is coming. Money is coming out of nowhere. And that's happening all week for people. Every sign has some delays in what they want versus, when they're going to get it. And it all seems like it's going to happen. It's just, again, a delay. You're in a good mood, good spirits, probably indulging quite a bit this coming week. Love is all over you, Pisces. So it's like you may feel like you have the Midas touch. Again, everyone. Well, let's see. There could be some very clear communication that's happening from others around you regarding work ethic, what the expectations, I'll put it that way, expectations, right here. For some of you, if you're indulging a little too much, there could be someone telling you, hey, you need to, because if you don't, that type of thing. And I do see that there's a decision to be made. You have love all over you. Some of you are just very loving to people around you, very accommodating, extremely loving, caring and kind. And I do feel like people need that niceties and love because they're not so loving and caring to themselves, if that makes sense. The innocent, like the little kids, if you're an influence to young people, they may not be getting that at home. So this, and I think in a couple of weeks, about next month, it's going to be like a bunch of planets in Pisces, if not already now. So all of this goodness that you have to give and offer to people, it may seem like it's being taken for granted, but I'm here to tell you it really is not. It's not. And there's a sense of you're putting in good karma that's going to come back to you when you least expect it. And I feel from the most unlikely of person or individual. And because you're putting in a lot of good karma, there's going to be some sudden blessings that come your way as well, Pisces. Good reading.